really a failure. It's like I'm trying to make something that when I'm old and dying, I'm like, yeah. And then in '99, I met Tim Goldsworthy, and we became, partners. And we started talking about New York and how high our hopes had been for it. It kind of dawned on both of us that like we were part of the problem by just being these grumpy music nerds. Well, the drummer is Pat Mahoney. He's also my DJ partner with Special Disco Version. He's an awesome drummer. We met in '96 when I produced his old band called the Savi Fob, where he was the drummer. The bass player is Tyler Pope, and he was the original bass player. He was also in Chick to Chick and Out Hud and various other bands. Nancy Wong, who plays keyboards, has been with us. She's the only other member that's never missed a show other than me. And she's just one of my oldest friends, who's awesome. The guitar is, on the record, it's mostly Al Doyle from Hot Chip, but live now it's David Scott Stone. I made that song and everybody thought it was terrible. I remember playing it to people and they would be like, they'd give you this face. Like, kind of like they don't want to say anything and then ask you about like technical things like, oh, what are the drums? And you're like, okay, you don't like this. And only Phil Mossman, who was the original LCD guitar player, was the only person who was like, I love this. I never think of myself as funny. Then I'm always afraid when people say I'm funny because I find that people think of things very sophisticated and that if it's funny, it's not serious. The studio that I recorded the previous two records was not available anymore. They shut it down. And my friend who lives out in LA kept being like, well, just come out in LA and rent a big mansion or something. You'll be happier.
Everybody thinks that it means too much, and nobody's coming undone. Everybody here's afraid of fun, and nobody's getting any play. It's the saddest night out in the USA, and nobody's falling in love. Everybody here needs a shove, and nobody's getting any touch. Everybody thinks that it means too much, and nobody's coming undone. Everybody here is afraid of fun, and nobody's getting any play.
this is the most fun I've ever had recording, and but I've tried not to worry too much about how it would work live.
Hi. So, I went to see LCD Soundystem, and it was simultaneously the greatest and worst experience I've ever experienced musically. The band was unearthly levels of incredible, especially during Dance Yourself Clean and I Can Change. It was an experience that I'll never forget, and that was one of the first concerts that I went to where I wasn't completely blown out. Like, usually I have to put in earbuds or something like that for it to sound serviceable, which I think is kind of stupid. It was one of the greatest shows I've ever been to, and I hope to see them in the future. Seeing Nancy Wang, seeing Nancy Wong and Al Doyle and James Murphy and Pat Mahoney and some of the new players I saw, or some of the people who are newer, I should say, was just incredible.
A connection. Beat. A connection.